Welcome back to Instables, everyone. I hope you guys are having a great weekend. I'm going to go over to you guys in the S&P 500. Again, this is the SPY. We have one very important data set coming out on Friday. This is our PCE. Our prior CPE is at 6.8, and our expectation this week on Friday is at 6.4. So we're going to see if we do get a higher CPE or if we do get a lower one. We're going to see exactly what happens. That is very much going to be predicated on how exactly we do hold our 20-day moving average as we are getting a pullback here. Again, we did have our doji candle. We had two doji candles, indecisive candles coming out, and we also did mention that we had that decrease in buy pressure here on the MACD. Now we are looking to see if we are going to continue on with this pressure to the downside with our 12 EMA crossing below our 26. I'm going to go over all this with you guys. Now, before I jump into this, all I ask in return is you smash that like button and hit subscribe if you want to see more chart updates on potential breakouts that I mention every single day throughout the week. So let's jump into this one. So jumping into the daily chart with you guys here on the SPY, as you guys can see, we have been on quite the rally, and we have been talking about how we have been getting a decrease in buy pressure. Even though our EMA lines have been crossing above the median of MACD, we have been getting a decrease in buy pressure as we have been continuing on higher on our price action, showing us that we are getting bearish divergence as far as how much pressure we do have to the upside. As you guys can see, we did continue on with our second decrease in buy pressure yesterday. I actually did play puts, and we did have that major gap down. So what we're looking for this week is to see if we are going to continue on with the decrease in buy pressure. If we do increase in sell pressure, how much of an increase in sell pressure we do get. When exactly are we going to get that white shaded line like we had previously on that decrease in sell pressure to the downside if we do drop into sell pressure here. And don't forget, we do have our EMA lines above the median over MACD here still, so that does show us that we still can continue. It does show us that bulls overall are in control with this continuation on higher. The question is, are we going to hold our 20-day moving average if we do pull back, and are we going to have a spike, possibly retest our highs that we had when we did continue on higher, or are we going to continue on lower here? And if we do continue on lower, again, we have an area of balance here that we had from 417 down to 406 here. Again, this is our prior area of balance that we did have, and we consolidated within. We could not hold. We did continue on lower on a major gap down. So again, this is going to be a very big watch. If we do continue on below this 406 point for any point in reason, then we are going to have a huge watch for a possible major gap down if we do continue on below that point. So I definitely would be careful if we did drop down below 406. I definitely would at least see exactly what happens from there. I definitely wouldn't be playing long at that point in time. This is not a point to be playing long to the upside quite yet. We want to see more confirmation to make sure we are not going to break down after this 2-week rally that we had, and after this major pullback that we have been having, to make sure we are not going to continue on into lower lows and possibly continue on with this trend line and get that rejection to the upside. So we do not want that to happen. We want to make sure we do get that continuation on higher, and if we do continue on higher, we want to make sure we get a retest for that continuation on higher to get that healthy push. That is going to be a healthy push if we are going to continue on higher here. So again, if we're looking for that confirmation to continue on higher, just know that we still have to at least retest to have that healthier push to the upside regardless. So again, making sure that we are careful, making sure we are getting confirmation. So again, just to conclude here, again, we do have that decrease in buy pressure. Playing to the upside just is very risky at this point in time. Playing to the downside is very much looking for setups, in my opinion, to the downside. Since we had a major gap down, we could easily gap back up tomorrow and then possibly continue on lower from there. So again, we're going to make sure we do look for setups, in my opinion, to the downside rather than just playing to the downside, because we did again have that gap down, and then we had a continuation on that gap down on Friday. We don't want to get gapped up on going into open tomorrow. So we are going to see if we do get setups to the downside, and that's what I'll be looking for, the downside. But again, to the upside, again, looking for that confirmation with the retest to make sure we do get that continuation on higher. And lastly, our relative strength, as you guys can see, we are jumping out of overbought territory. This is very key because this could mean that we have room to run to the downside. We could even come possibly down to our previous lows and then possibly continue on higher from here, and then continue on lower from here and get those bearish divergences from there. And that would be after our continuation, possible retest and continuation on higher after we did retest our 20-day moving average and got that healthier push to the upside. So we're going to see exactly how this plays out. This is exactly what we're looking for. And again, making sure we are watching out again for that Friday's PCE report that will change the game depending on what exactly comes out on Friday. Now, again, with that said, if you are a day trader or you are looking for very volatile breakouts, we mentioned a video yesterday with APD and we had a nice spike, but then we also mentioned a video on Friday, if you guys want to check it out, with GCT, mentioning pre-market highs just over $21, jumped up over $50 on the day that day, jumped up over 100% on the day. Go to instables.com in the description below, and you will never miss a breakout alert today again. And again, all of you instables that come over every single day and support the channel. Hope you guys did have a nice weekend. We're going to continue to go at it. Stay patient. Take what the market gives us. Again, the market may be very choppy like we had on Friday, but we still had decent breakouts in my opinion for even as choppy as that was. We're going to continue to go at it. Stay patient. Take what the market gives us. And again, if you guys do like this video, it does help the channel grow, and I do appreciate it very much. And again, God bless you all, and I'll see you guys in pre-market.